Right. So I think accommodations really is tied into how much an employee is valued, but also how important it is for leaders to understand how that they need a diverse and inclusive workforce. To me, it's a no-brainer.
Open communications, don't be afraid of asking questions and talking to employees, because at the end of the day, the role of a HR manager or HR department is to have open communications with the employees. So have an open chat. And if an employer that is seeing this video is struggling communicating with employees, reach out to us. We will be able to be the intermediate or the advocate to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Sometimes we make accommodations out to be a bigger thing than they are. Typically, people just need a slight accommodation in maybe their hours, which if people have children, that's a typical accommodation. So making that accommodation for somebody that maybe can't get up in the morning as easily or has medication they need to take, that's a simple accommodation for them as well that might be around stability or other components of their life.
I think really making accommodations is based on the fact that I think people, staff or supervisors need to indicate to the person that they're a really valued employee. For instance, if I was managing people, it's my job to get the best out of my staff, no matter what. So I create conditions, ideal work conditions for them to work in. The advantages of doing that are just tenfold, right? Because people talk. Right? If they see, a fellow coworker getting kind of accommodation, they'll look at it and say, okay, that's kind of neat. I like that. You very seldom do you hear people actually have any negative view or perception of accommodations.
It's just open communication. And I know it's a broad spectrum when I say open communication. In my experience and opinion, open communications means feel free to reach out to the employee to have a private conversation. Absolutely. When you're having this conversation with employees, try to have it on private, one-on-one, and ask them, is there any special accommodations that you need? And let them know that if they request an accommodation, their job security is safe, that they are not going to lose a job because they need a special request. No.
So it's not that much different than making those accommodations for people that have children. Lots of our accommodations that we do see are very, very cost minimal. I think I haven't seen anything really over $500. So when we typically think of accommodations, we think it's going to cost tons of money, but that's truly not the case. A lot of it is just slight tweaks at work, whether it's working remotely, hours, things like that.